There we go, that's one of the pillars there. You can see the lightning charging it up yet from in back. There you go. Yeah, it's great work. So from this, as you can see, we had intense hail come in here. It's opening the gates up there, going in through the gates. As you can see it being energized. And we have a quick stream. If you remember earlier, this wasn't here, so a lot of water and large hail fell very quickly here. So give it a blast at least to open up the gates. These two pillars that were here was part of it, and we had heavy winds here, so very good, very good. So the storm is electrical storm passing, so keep it simple. Excellent work, everyone. Love, light, and gratitude. Hello, all of you beautiful souls. uh, so, Femke and I are in Denmark, and we have been just absolutely divinely busy since we have come here, creating great energetic change. And everything we do is taking everything forward in alignment, of course, with the ascension, and the ascension for not only every individual, the planetary ascension. So having said this, during the course of doing it, and to keep it simple as possible, we are reversing everything that occurred. And that needs to be done in such a way that it's also eliminated from the consciousness, any of the negativity and all of the war and what have you. Anything that is not aligned in harmonious peace, love, and truth, all of the good things and all of the virtue, it cannot be carried forward. It has to be left behind. We are rising out of that. We are ascending. So, to keep it simple, what occurred is we had descended down to such a point where down here was misery, slavery, all of these things not wanted. So we're on our way back up now. And to go back up, this has to be left behind. It was in the past. It has no value. But if you keep thinking about your individual past and the planet past in the negative ways, what it does, it prevents us from going higher. So basically and essentially, this is why we teach, be in the now moment, and put your focus on what you want to go forward. Let go of this trauma in this past. And it is truly that simple to let go of a lot of your anchors that hold you. When you keep thinking and feeling about your negativity and your past experiences, you keep yourself trapped and looped in this. It's important to set yourself free in the moment and know that we truly are going forward. So during the course of going forward, what we do is we change the timelines and we omit these lower timelines. They no longer happen. They no longer have a place in your memory and in reality now and going forward. So it's important that all know this. And with any of your energetic ceremonies or activations you may be doing, they need to be all inclined for the future, not to heal the past. And this is important. If you are going to an area to heal it, then your intent and your consciousness is focused on something of the past. And if you're going there with that intent, you're actually energizing it to keep it alive. So simply, when you go to do your activations and your ceremonies, it's to create the new world. And by doing this, you have your intent aligned with love, virtue, freedom, and all of your empowerment. Then you energize your area with that. So it's important that you know where you have your focus on. So Femke and I are currently so many places in Romania that are energized, but they're negative energized. So what's occurring is Femke and I are going over many of these locations, and we are not only are we purifying and sanctifying these areas in alignment with the new reality, so the 5D grid comes down quicker and the 4D matrix dissolves. So the course of doing that is erasing any of the negative imprint that cannot be a part of the new. It cannot go forward. So we are, in our various divine ways, we work with this. And as an example, yesterday, as we are tuning up the area, what this also involves is working with what we call the universal clock, or the cosmic clock. So with working with this, we need to reset it, re-coordinate it to go forward. So there are adjustments that need to be done geographically and also in space and time to affect this. And as we go forward, as we keep going up notches, if you will, because the energetic effects is taking the vibration higher upon the planet, then once we reach another level, then there are other activations that we must do to take it up to the next level. And let's say when we get to this certain level, if there's negative remnants in places, geographically, everything is energy, this has to be reconciled to the positive. So we keep upstepping and upscaling. At this time, for whatever it may mean to you, we have entered the 8th octave of harmonics, and that is important for any of you that it resonates with, and just to keep it simple. And of course, everything is, again, frequency. Everything is energy. Everything is vibration. And with that, harmonics and your intent all play a role into it. Just yesterday, without getting into detail, some of the work that Femke and I are doing with our crystals in a water in a stream, you may hear it behind me, as we were downloading the information, and also we do it 2 ways. We download old information out of the water, and then we deposit the new information, the co-creator commands and instructions, into the water to also assist with what we are doing. So we reprogram the water, if you will, to keep it simple. During this process yesterday of doing it, and I got a short video on it, but again, you know why I've not put much on Facebook is because we're so busy, and I can assure all of you that there is so much that is happening, and in very good ways. But what occurred yesterday during doing some of these activations, and as we go back through time, as we go ahead, is what I should say, to erase time, we're going ahead. Then what comes online are the higher vibrational things like multi-dimensional pyramids and crystals. Crystals have a very important role. Crystals are transmitters and receivers of information, and they can be programmed, and this is scientifically proven. You know, you have crystals in your phones that communicate with satellites. This is your GPS. Also in your laptops, in your computer screens, it's crystalline plasma that is instructed to do things, but crystalline. So having said this, crystals are multi-dimensional. They're able to access, let's say, almost infinite dimensions, and this is important to know. And this quickly, without I explaining it fully, this quickly leads into what occurred here yesterday. So as Femke and I are doing our divine activation work, what we're instructed to do from Creator in combination with our own inner guidance, all divine ones, you have the script if you will, that's written in the heart and the soul. And when you follow the prompts, when you follow the divine prompts, what occurs, it becomes easier for you to navigate and know what you are doing, and there is no doubt. But when you don't follow your intuition, your divine prompts that you may see out there, it creates conflict in you, and it can cause you to live a loop. So it's important to always follow what you feel and develop your skills at doing that. And it becomes easier and easier to navigate. And with the teachings, one thing we do, keep it as simple as possible, with a straight line between you and connected to Source Prime Creator. And by doing this, that is what you trust the most, and you will excel much quicker. There's many beliefs that are distorted and manipulated out there. Don't get caught up in that can of worms unless something resonates. And if something does resonate, don't draw a conclusion on it as a truth. It may be a truth in that time, but you need to be open, because you may find a higher truth comes in and replaces that. And if you draw a conclusion on a certain truth, you restrict yourself to a certain level of consciousness and a certain reality. And believe me fully, truth is under constant change as you go forward. One great example of that is the Great Awakening, when you awaken to a higher truth. So it's important to know this. Getting back to what I was going to say, what has occurred, a very strong belief upon the planet and contained within prophecies and even further, is the 13 sacred skulls. Now this is important. I will just focus on one of the beliefs is that there were 12 sacred skulls with one in the middle, which made 13. The one in the middle accesses all of the consciousness of all of the other, and it is the most important one. During our activation here yesterday, that has been connected into what Femke and I are doing. During the activation, there's a certain rock that took the form of this blue crystal skull, which is the one. So by this occurring and showing us this is a very important, monumental time in this ascension, because mainly this connects with the collective soul consciousness. So by us going forward, but retracing the steps, so you descend it, now we're on our way back up. By retracing the steps, what we are doing is bringing back in to alignment and use many of these ancient things that were utilized in the least, including crystals. So the skull, we have what we need from that. And also it's important to know that, as I said, crystals are transmitters in frequencies, meaning that they can program each other, that their contact is unrestricted through geographical areas, space, and time. So there is no restriction with that. And what this means is that a crystal skull can appear anywhere and can transmit messages over time. But it's important to say again that this has appeared with this connection with the instructions, and also its connection to the pyramids and the multi-dimensional pyramids, which we have been working on and activating with all pyramids, part of their structure, into where we're going now, into the multi-dimensional different reality, doing that, all of these pyramids operated on water underneath to produce an electrical current in the least in this material world. So having said this, during the course of going up through, and we'll say the return to grace, if you will, and of course there will be some more information come out on this by other comrades writing it up. I don't have time to go into it detailed. So what is coming online is also the multi-dimensional pyramids that can also assist in raising the vibration. But to the extent of what we are doing now and leading up to the Lion's Gate, it has the potential and possibility to create a flash. And if this occurs, what it does, it omits so much individual work and also so much collective work with the overall ascension. So the main focus is and always has been on raising the vibration of the individual and the planet as a whole, because this is what ascends us and her into the peace, the love, and the harmony, and out of this savage enslavement. So there's many tools that we have to do that. In this case, as I said, because we have accessed these very important, this very important energetic network and networks, because this is what we are doing here. This is very and absolutely ascertained, substantial, what we are doing. It is just from this point that I do not know the full cause and effects, what it will do, but I do know with the signs that are being produced materially that it is substantial. To see this occur, if you will, a representative of the lease of the crystal skull appear, and of course other things along with that has occurred. So with all of this, I just wanted to share quickly, give you a little bit of the energetic update in respect to that. Got some prime filters is the name of them for Prime Creator. So we were able to, from a great divine comrade here in Romania, we were able to get some good organic tobacco that was grown by himself, and this is much better. So we roll them ourselves. So it's very good tobacco that we have. So today, Femke and I are setting off. It's approximately 10:30, 11 in the morning here in Romania. We will be setting off to do some more activations, and this is where all of you come in. So at various locations we are at, I will either do a short video if I can, if we have internet access, or I'll put some pictures out and in a post, later, that if it resonates with you, you can add in your light energy to affect it and to amplify what we are doing. Now, it does not matter if, let's say, I'm doing a live and I request some light to come in. It doesn't matter if you do not see that live when I'm doing it, and let's say you do not see it until a day later. Still follow the request, because we transcend all time and space. So all you need to do is put your intent to the timing of the live, and that's where the energy goes and it takes hold in that space to be combined with all others. So it's important to know this. Do not restrict yourself thinking that you missed something, because that is not the case. We transcend all time and space and can access it in various ways. And as we keep going higher, more of these ways will become known to you and confirmed by you, with bilocating, not being constant in time, and in several other ways. So with that, anything I put out will be requesting to enhance all of our activations by you, the ones we are divinely told to amplify the effects of that. And again, it depends to a certain degree on the amplification of the energetic activations, what they cause here in the near future. Like, the bigger it is, it could cause the flash. It always has a good effect, or it might cause a rapid sequence of events that you could say is a flash comprised of several events. Nevertheless, it doesn't matter from this point what occurs. We just wish to amplify everything to the possible maximum, so we can, let's say, end this mission upon the planet to take it from savagery and get it into civility, at least. So everything that we do substantiates that and moves it forward. And as all of you, or most of you, know, it's not a sitting under the tree, meaning that you just don't sit and be in peace and love. Of course, some do contribute that way, but it's very important that you also have those that are taking the action, that are doing the things to get it manifested into this reality. So this also takes boots on the ground, if you will, and getting the work done, but also connecting with others, many others that are out there doing similar things and have the similar knowing with it. And also to speak a truth, with the awakening and the ascension, there are still so many levels of consciousness. So everyone is advancing in the consciousness as well. This next wave, what is occurring now? You have a second wave, a large, and a third wave that is bigger, of collective consciousness that are awakened and in their spirituality to some degree, but not yet into their full spirituality and knowing, to know that they actually come here to unite and do a mission. But in this time, more of those are coming to that divine knowing that they must, at least they feel they must do something. They must come into action. And when they feel that, and when they do that, then they get aligned with what the vanguard, the guardian host. When I say vanguard, it is the first wave. It is the pioneers that have gone forward, blasting the road, if you will, and creating the new. This is your guardian host. These are the divine designees that have been put upon the planet to assure the overall ascension occurs and that the vibration keeps getting raised. If there was no vanguard, then nothing would occur. Everyone would just keep looping, because there would be no definite direction and there would be no higher vibrational space created for anyone to ascend into. So I am not speaking about a hierarchy, and you may think that from this viewpoint, but when you know that we are all equal souls from this same place, then you know there is no hierarchy. However, there are ones that are designated to do certain things and purvey the information back so that we create the unity upon the planet that takes us all back home together, if you will. And for what we are, again, it takes the unity to get it done. And I've been doing this for many years, and lots of times I see how easy it is for, in the past, density to separate ones, which also defies divinity and unity and trust. But each had to go into their experiences. But when I see it with large groups, separated, it doesn't resonate with I, because the knowing is that it takes all to get this planetary ascension done. You can't have one going this direction, one group going that way, another going this way. You don't get it done. It causes stagnation. You need all aligned with that one goal to take things forward. So with that, what I will say is love, light, and gratitude, and we'll be speaking soon, and have an amazing day, morning, afternoon, night, wherever you may be. Peace, love, light, and gratitude. Thank you. Here we go. We're at one important location, anchor in light, and whatever else you may feel to do in this area, whatever you're guided to do. We'll give you a name of this area later. See if I can zoom in. So what we're doing here is resetting time and adjusting the cosmic universal clock as well. And of course, this plays an important role in Romania at changing the history as well. And what we are doing is we are restoring the pristine timeline. So we need to adjust things here in the least and go with whatever you are guided to do with this area through us. Love, light, and gratitude.